Dave of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Ronnie is with us from Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, Ronnie, how are you?
Hello, sir.
Good to have you, man. Welcome, and all the way from Louisville to do a debt-free scream.
Thank you. I have to, I'm going to have to correct you there a little bit. I'm a Hoosier. I live in Indiana. Southern Indiana, just 15 minutes north of Louisville, but...
Oh, okay. Cool.
Little small town.
Gotcha. Well, welcome to Nashville. And how much have you paid off?
$41,000, 6 months.
Awesome.
Very good. And what was your range of income during that 6 months?
I was in the mid-60s up to 125.
All right. Very good. Very cool. That's a nice jump in 6 months.
I took a second full-time job.
2 full-time jobs?
2 full-time jobs, 7 days a week.
Oh, my gosh. What kind of debt was the $41,000?
It was a Parent Plus loan.
Oh.
For one of my sons.
Okay. All right. So what happened 6 months ago that lit you on fire like this?
Well, in 2016, I got a divorce, and for 3 years, I was just kind of trying to find a new normal, and knowing that I had that Parent Plus loan in the back of my mind, how am I going to pay this off? And one night I met 2 traveling nurses. I'm a registered nurse by trade, and talking to them about traveling and trying to up my income. And listening to their story, I have to give a shout out to Krista and Dixie. And listening to what they were doing and how they were paying off their debt. And one of them made a comment about being better than she deserved. And the other one looked at and said, Dave Ramsey, and they both stood up and high-fived each other. And I'm like, what? What's going on here?
What just happened here?
What are you all talking about?
There's a tribal handshake.
And so they're... You know Dave Ramsey, right? And I'm like, I don't know who the flip you're talking about. Who is this guy? And there's like YouTube. You hit some YouTube videos, and they talked about their journey. One was just starting. One was in the process of cash flowing her and her husband's retirement home. And so over the next couple of weeks, I talked to them. I started watching YouTube videos. And just those little 5 to 7 minute videos, listening to the debt-free screams, I picked up on the baby steps, and I was like, man, I think I could probably do this, and so jump to April 2019. I get a tax refund, $1,100. Oh well, baby step 1 done. And I had a car loan, and so I decided I traded cars, and with the money, paid the car loan off. And so then I was looking at, okay, I'm working on this budget. I'm not sure, gosh, that budget is tight. I should be able to pay this off in 2 years with what I'm doing. And an opportunity came up to pick up this second job. My primary job is a Monday through Friday kind of gig. Mm-hmm. And the second full-time job was to work every weekend, on call, 24 hours, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
And I did it. I
jumped on it.
I did the math. I thought, man, if I start this in June, I could be done in December. Yeah. And I started I started June 16th, 2019, Father's Day. My kids gave me all kinds of crap for starting this on Father's Day. But, January 1st, 2020.
You were done.
I was done with baby step 3.
So when COVID hit.
Baby step 2. Step 2.
So when COVID hit, you were in really good shape.
February 2020, I was done with baby step 3. I quit my second job, went to my primary, and was really wanting to do FPU. I hadn't taken any classes. I did read your book, The Money Makeover, but was really itching to take the class, but I didn't really have time, 7 days working, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, it was such a blessing. I mean, everybody that I worked with
was in trouble. Yeah, and you weren't. You're clear.
No.
Way to go. I'm so proud of you. You have worked your tail end off, man.
Yeah.
And how does it feel to be debt-free?
Well, I'm bored. I quit the job. I'm down. I work 4 days a week, and I'm like, I got to come out here. I got to do this debt-free scream, but it's wonderful. It's trying to figure out. I'm back to trying to figure out a normal. What do I do?
So Ronnie, for you, what was the hardest part of those months paying off that debt?
Oh my gosh, walking into work. I mean, it was just every morning. I just such a creature of habit. I can't stand getting up and going into work. I have to work to it or work up to it. And so every morning I would listen to a podcast. Every morning was a podcast. And then walking from the car to the front door was a prayer. And then going in and working. And then, the balance. The balance, just keeping track of the balance, watching the balance just keep going. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen in December.
It's amazing.
I'm going to have this whipped in December. And so then I was like, okay, I'm going to work a little longer, and I'm going to get my emergency fund. I'm going to do that emergency fund, and then I'm going to call it quits. And the hardest thing was working to my quit day, because that was just terrible, knowing that I was coming to an end and I couldn't come fast enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
All the work.
Good for you, man. Very, very proud of you. Very proud of you. Who were your biggest cheerleaders? Those two nurses?
Well, they helped. My mom, Judy, who's here with me today, came with me for the journey. Sisters, Allison, Macy, and Sally, they knew what was going on, and just a very few people at work knew what I was doing. Kim and Randy, they were behind me all the way and just kept shoving me.
Love it.
It was horrible and wonderful at the same time.
Was it worth it?
Oh my gosh, it was definitely worth it. Especially when they said we were going to close. When they started closing things, I felt so bad for people.
Yeah, yeah. But you had tons of peace yourself. Yeah, you were.
I even had extra money to put in. I had extra money to put in my 401k when all this. I was like, I'm gonna do what people say you're supposed to do, buy low,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't believe I could do that.
Wow. Well, I'm proud of you, brother.
Very
well done.
Thank you very much.
Very well done. We've got a copy of Chris Hogan's book for you, Everyday Millionaires. That's for sure the next stop on your journey, the next chapter in your story. Very, very, very well done. Very well done. All right, it's Ronnie from the land of Indiana. And he paid off $41,000 in 6 months, making $60 to $125. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. I'm debt-free.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's how it's done. Great place to go when you're broke. To work. 2 jobs.
2 jobs.
2 jobs.
I love that.
2 jobs.
Just killed it. And for that short term, we say it all the time, but it's true. Short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. And that's what it is. I mean, it's that long-term peace that he's going to have, the money he's going to have, all of it for that short 6 months that he just busted it.
Yeah. Live like no one else so that later you can live and give like no one else. Rachel Cruz, my co-host this hour here on The Dave Ramsey Show. I'm your host, Dave Ramsey.